The ugly side of politics, often termed as dirty politics, came to the fore yet again earlier today as a sensational audio of Rashtriya Swatantra Party lawmaker Dhaka Kumar Shrestha was leaked. In the leaked audio, lawmaker Shrestha, who had made his way to the House of Representatives through proportionate category, is heard demanding 20 million rupees from medical entrepreneur Durga Prasad. Shrestha is also heard elaborating that he needs the money to pay a levy to the party. Prasad, on his part, says he is ready to provide the money, however, would seek favor in return. Good evening, I'm Abhyuday Shrestha, and these are the headlines of the hour. An audio of RSP lawmaker Shrestha asking for 20 million rupees from medical entrepreneur Durga Prasad leaked. Shrestha in the leaked audio says the money to be given as a levy to the party to become the health minister. CPNUML walk out of the Karnali province government. 3 CPNUML ministers submit their resignations to the chief minister, announced their exit from the government. 31 Russian children returned to Ukraine amid reports of alleged deportation. Kiev estimates nearly 19,500 Ukrainian children taken to Russia since Moscow invaded in February last year. And table toppers Arsenal take on Liverpool at the English Premier League. Crystal Palace up against Leeds United in another Premier League match later this evening. Rashtriya Swatantra Party has suspended its party parliamentarian Dhaka Kumar Shrestha after an audio of him demanding money was leaked today. Shrestha is a RSP lawmaker under the proportionate category. The audio of Shrestha demanding 20 million rupees from medical entrepreneur Durga Prasad was made public today. In the audio, Shrestha was demanding the money, saying that he had to hand 20 million rupees to party chairperson Ravi Lamichhane as levy to become a minister. Rashtriya Swatantra Party Chief Whip Santosh Pariyar informed that the party has suspended Shrestha from his parliamentarian post and party membership right after the audio was made public. In the audio, Shrestha had requested Prasad to make 20 million rupees available. Shrestha is heard telling Prasad to arrange 10 million rupees right away, saying that party chair Lamichhane was prepared to make him the minister. In the leaked audio, Prasad was heard saying that he would manage the 20 million rupees but put forth a condition that he would also want favors from Shrestha in future. CPNUML has exited from the Karnali province government earlier this afternoon as the change at the centre has also impacted the provincial government. 3 CPNUML ministers submitted their resignation to Chief Minister Rajkumar Sharma to announce their exit from the government. Minister for Financial Affairs and Planning Binod Kumar Shah, Minister for Social Development Tegraj Pachai, and Minister for Industry, Tourism and Forest Jeet Bahadur Malla tendered their resignation earlier this afternoon. The Maoist-led Karnali province government was earlier supported by CPNUML, RPP and Unified Socialists. Pilot of Heli Everest helicopter Priya Adhikari, who was injured in the crash at Dhaulagiri base camp, has been brought to Kathmandu for treatment. The 9 NANB Heli Everest helicopter, which was carrying food for trekkers, crashed at Dhaulagiri base camp while landing. Pilot Adhikari was rescued and brought to Kathmandu on a helicopter of Air Dynasty and was taken to Medicity Hospital for treatment. She has suffered minor injury to her leg and her condition is said to be normal. The Civil Aviation Authority of Nepal has informed that the helicopter lost control while landing and the rear part of the chopper hit the ground. Pilot Adhikari was the only person on the helicopter, which crashed at 11:05 a.m. this morning while landing. After information of the Heli Everest helicopter was received, an Air Dynasty chopper was sent to Dhaulagiri base camp from Pokhara to rescue the pilot. The Kathmandu metropolis has issued a notice warning schools not to sell textbooks, stationery items and uniforms to the students. In a correspondence to schools, the Kathmandu metropolis has directed them to follow the Institutional School Criteria and Operation Directives 2012. The metropolis has reminded the schools of the provisions of the directives based on which the schools are prohibited from selling textbooks, stationery items and uniforms by themselves and required to provide the sample of the dress code to the students. The metropolis has also informed about the grievances of parents and guardians regarding the schools compelling the students to purchase textbooks, stationery, and dress from them or their specified outlets. The metropolis has also warned of taking actions against the violators of the regulation as provisioned by the law. This year's secondary education examination SEE has concluded today. The National Examination Board has informed that the SEE, which started on 31st of March, concluded fairly peacefully and in a disciplined manner throughout the country, except for a few incidents. According to Examination Controller of the National Examination Board, Bishnu Narayan Shrestha, 202 fake examinees and a student trying to pass an examination question paper outside were arrested. A total of 470,000 examinees from regular categories took the SEE from the 2,037 examination centers throughout the country. To carry out the SEE in a peaceful manner, more than 78,000 individuals were deployed. Meanwhile, the technical category of the SEE will start from this Wednesday. Main opposition CPN-UML has declined the proposal of the ruling coalition to proceed with the bill related to transitional justice through fast track. The meeting of the senior leaders of Nepali Congress, CPN Maoist Center and CPN-UML held at Singhadabar following the initiative from the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Devraj Ghimire, failed to reach a consensus on proceeding with the bill. At the meeting, Nepali Congress and CPN Maoist Center had proposed of expediting the bill. However, CPN-UML remained firm in its stance of endorsing the bill only after holding required discussions in the thematic parliamentary committee. With a consensus remaining elusive, both sides have agreed to hold another round of talks on 11th of April. Speaking after the meeting, CPN-UML Chair KP Sharma Oli said that the talks were heading in a positive direction, but added that the bill had to be taken to the thematic parliamentary committee. The meeting also delved into topics including bills related to money laundering, prevention, constitutional council, and ensuring the efficiency of the parliament. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question. What should be done to make schools accessible to all children? Your options are A, initiative of local levels, B, assistance for deprived, and C, aware parents. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And it's time now for the international updates. More than 30 children were reunited with their families in Ukraine this weekend after a long operation to bring them back home from Russia or Russian-occupied Crimea, where they had been taken from areas occupied by Russian forces during the war. Mothers hugged sons and daughters as they crossed the border from Belarus into Ukraine after a complex rescue mission involving travel across 4 countries. Kyiv estimates nearly 19,500 children have been taken to Russia or Russian-occupied Crimea since Moscow invaded in February last year in what it condemns as illegal deportations. Moscow, which controls chunks of Ukraine's east and south, denies abducting children and says they have been transported away for their own safety. The Russian Foreign Ministry has not issued a comment. 3 children, 2 boys and a girl, were present at the media briefing in Kyiv. The 3 said they had been separated from their parents, who were pressured by Russian authorities to send their children to Russian summer camps for what was billed as 2 weeks from occupied parts of Kherson and Kharkiv regions. The children at the briefing said they were forced to remain at the summer camps for 4 to 6 months and were moved from one place to another during their stay. China has simulated precision strikes against key targets on Taiwan and its surrounding waters during a second day of military drills. The drills, which Beijing has called a stern warning to the self-governing island, are a response to Taiwan's president visiting the U.S. last week. As the Chinese military simulated an encirclement of the island, the U.S. urged China to show restraint. Taiwan said at least 71 Chinese jets flew around the island yesterday. Taiwan also said 45 warplanes either crossed the Taiwan Strait median line, the unofficial dividing line between Taiwanese and Chinese territory, or flew into the southwestern part of Taiwan's air defense identification zone. 9 Chinese ships were also spotted. The operation, dubbed Joint Sword by Beijing, will continue until tomorrow. Taiwanese officials have been enraged by the operation. Yesterday, defense officials in Taipei accused Beijing of using President Tsai's U.S. visit as an excuse to conduct military exercises, which has seriously undermined peace, stability, and security in the region. Taiwan has considered itself a sovereign state with its own constitution and leaders. China sees it as a breakaway province that will eventually be brought under Beijing's control by force if necessary. Hundreds of migrants, some carrying the flags of their home countries, took part in a Way of the Cross reenactment as part of Easter celebrations in Ciudad Juarez, Mexico. Migrants walked through the streets of Chihuahua's state border city to demand justice after 40 migrants were killed in a fire at a migrant detention center 2 weeks ago. The procession included people from countries such as Colombia, Haiti, Venezuela, Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador, and ended at the migrant center where the fire occurred. The Way of the Cross in reenactment was attended by some 300 migrants and joined by a community of religious sisters and migrant rights activists to express solidarity. Back on 27th of March, a fire broke out at a detention center run by Mexico's National Migration Institute in Ciudad Juarez, killing 40 migrants from Colombia, Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, and Venezuela, and pushing Mexican authorities to promise tough consequences for those responsible. All in black and pushing rolling rattles, masked marchers walked through the Czech town of České Budějovice as part of Easter celebrations. The marchers walk with a wooden device with a rotating wheel that makes a rattling sound as they are rolled on the cobbled streets of the town. The sound replaces the ringing of church bells, which are kept silent for 3 days from Maundy Thursday to commemorate the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. That's all for the moment. Our next English bulletin will air at 10:30 tonight. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.